tonight, enjoying the month of Hallow's Eve, maybe even listening to one of my Halloween Eve horror stories I've been putting out there, just as a special treat because I do love the month of October as well as Halloween. And all of that aside, let's get into tonight's story. The game is afoot. And I'm sad to say that this case is from Colorado. Of course, it's from Colorado. Susan Morphew and this lady were missing about the same time, I believe. And Susan Morphew's case, for whatever reason, got more popularity and more public attention than this case that I want to talk about tonight. All I can say is that you do put yourself in a precarious relationship when you enter into a one-on-one relationship with a person. It's even more tragic when more people get involved. But the situation I want to talk to you about tonight, I've discussed in depth before about the type of scenario. It would be considered a coercive relationship. And it happens all over the world. Colorado is not special to that, but Colorado seems to have the special twist in the fact that a lot of our ladies end up at the hands of the perpetrator, being victims on so many levels, and a lot of them no longer walk the face of the earth. And it calls attention to so many scenarios to me, like the missing women in Mexico. They thought it was a group of men going around hijacking women because they were taking the bus to where the work is many hours in between the bus ride. They're doing it in the middle of the night. They would turn up missing, and I'm sure a certain percentage of them were being, picked up and taken advantage of and killed in those situations. But a lot more of them were being taken advantage of by people who know them, especially the other side partner, relationship partner. And a lot of Indigenous women are missing. And there isn't a lot of respect there on how women are treated. And when they're off and taken off the face of the earth, there isn't a lot of attention given to it. And that's why I wear red. So Colorado has become close to me because of the publicized death. We've had John Bonet, and then we had the lady in Frederick, Colorado, with the two children who were killed by the man who is now in prison. And that one was especially horrendous to the world and to Colorado. Okay, so let's get into it. A man who's facing charges, who has now been sentenced to life because of this scenario here, was arrested after he was spotted driving Michelle's car. And this was days after his ex was last heard from. Wayne Lotz, who was a convicted felon with a long history of arrest in numerous states, is accused of killing Michelle Scott, 55. His criminal history included 5 other cases of domestic abuse, and each one of those cases was against Michelle. I do believe that she finally got the courage to get away from him. She was living in Conifer, Colorado, which is kind of a well-to-do area. Evergreen and Conifer, those people are well off. Not my, I'm just about 12 miles going west on I-70 of them. And I love to go there, walk the dog. I have worked out there on a couple of occasions as well. It's really a beautiful area. And she had 5 dogs and she had some horses. She was friendly with her neighbors. She was supposed to be going over to one of her friend's house to watch the Super Bowl game. And he usually watched the dogs for her and, took care of the property when she had somewhere to go. So her friends and family were concerned that they hadn't heard from her. So they called and they asked for, a wellness check. And they went to the property, looked. The man who took care of the animals and watched the property, I guess there was a hidden key type of thing that he would be able to gain access to the house and check things out. Well, that alarmed him because that key was not available when they went there to do the wellness check. And this was in the middle of the night. So by the time the sun started to rise, they began to see signs of what would be not good news. There were signs of blood on her vehicle. There were signs that the home had been broken into, but there was no sign of Michelle. And everybody was terribly worried. And eventually they did find her not far from the home in a culvert there. And there had been a couple of days that had taken place between, when her body was found, when, people noticed she was missing, when the police got there to look at the area of the home. The dogs, it was quite obvious they hadn't been taken care of. And nobody would do that to somebody that has, they love dogs enough to have 5 dogs would be doing that. She was a very kind and nice person, and I'm sure that's why this guy was able to get in there and take advantage of the situation. I don't know in the last, cases of abuse if they were living together or she was, because a coercive relationship can be very hard to break away from. I'm sure there was instances where she tried. I'm sure there's instances when she went back. It can be somewhat akin to being a drug addict. You can be a relationship addict, or maybe you think you can fix this person. There's so many reasons that people choose to stay in a coercive relationship. Eventually, they did catch up with him. They found the body. They knew it was him. He was actually foolish enough to start driving around in her car and using her credit cards. The shame or shamelessness of these people to, when they victimize a person and horrifically remove them from the face of the earth, to feel no compunction, no guilt, no anything, to go out there and continue to take advantage of a person after you've removed their life off the face of this earth. So apparently he's gotten his own vehicle picked up and put into, what do you call it when they pick it up and they have it in storage fees or whatever, picked up by the law because he was driving when he wasn't supposed to. He took her vehicle over there to get pay for his fines and stuff to get his vehicle back. And that's part of the reason that they caught him. Once they started looking at the CCTV, they realized the vehicle that he had drove over there to get access to his vehicle again was her vehicle, and that he had her credit card. And then he tries to tell people, oh, no, it's fine, I'm using her vehicle and that I got her card. She gave me permission. Oh, she gave you permission. She put you in jail 5 times for beating her, but she just out of the blue gave you permission to have her vehicle, which she let absolutely nobody use. She took great pride in that vehicle. And honest to God, her credit cards, really? So I can't say that I'm sorry he got sentenced to life. And I'm trying to think of that guy's name. He's got the little mustache going now, live on TV. Oh my God. Any other time his name would be here. But anyway, I got a new episode coming on him right now too. The Watts family. I've got some interesting news that have happened since he's been in prison as well. So I'm going to do an update on that. So anyway, ladies, please proceed with caution in any relationship. And it doesn't matter if you're married or not. If you don't feel safe, get away. Be careful. And with that, my dear friends, have a good Hallows Eve. I hope you listen to more of my horror Halloween stories just for you. They're a very short sequence, easy to listen to, kind of fun, but still true, but usually with a twist. With that, my dear friends, I love you guys. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Be safe out there. If you see something, say something. Good night.